Hello, this is the Silver Watchman, and welcome back to Jack and Jill. This is episode number 4 of I was not prepared to do math, oh my gosh. Of a reasonably long series, which is probably going to be it's definitely going to be longer than some of the other series that have been kind of going on lately. I can't believe Starman ended in only 4 episodes. I thought I had at least another 2. Oh well, I'm just complaining So in the last episode, we talked about a thing. So, in this episode, Alright. In this episode, we're going to talk about how a man should love his wife. Now, the way a man should love his wife is the same way that God loves the church. Let me explain. The way that God loves the church, he'll protect the church. He'll clean out the church. He'll make sure the church is thriving and growing. If it is not thriving and growing and the church is dead, then he completely cuts it out. Like a thing that needs to be cut out, or else it'll make the person sick. The same way God does that, and he makes sure that sure that the church is healthy and safe and safe. In that same way, a man should love his wife. He should never love her more than God, but always be grateful to God that he has her, because a wife is a gift from God. Now, for you women out there that are like, we're not objects to be like a gift. Think about like this. The reason I call you a gift is because literally, without you, your husband cannot reach a certain level. He can't reach it. He needs you to reach that certain level. And the fact that you are married to your husband means that God is blessing your husband with you. You are the blessing to him, but he's, depending on his actions, he could be a blessing for you as well. But ultimately, you are a blessing to him because you're the one that brings a lot of the good stuff to the table. Because your role as a wife is actually so important. Yeah, the man is the leader, but keep in mind, he's the head of the household, right? You can't have a head if you don't have a neck and back. You know what I mean? If you have a back, then yeah, you can use your head. If you don't, then your head's just kind of there uselessly. So you are very important. And the husband needs to recognize how important his wife is to him. In the same way that God realizes how important the church is to him. He loves the church. So when somebody stands against the church, it makes him upset, because he loves the church and he wants to keep it safe. Much in the same way that a man should love his wife and want to keep her safe. Now, for those of you that are recently widowed, I'm sorry for your loss. There's nothing more I could really say in this situation, because of I might make you feel even more sad than you already possibly feel, because of my look at to death. If they committed suicide, okay, yeah, this is the route we're taking. If they committed suicide, they're in hell. There's no sugarcoating this. If they committed suicide, they are straight up in hell. If they died and they did not know God, they are in hell. But if they died and they had a relationship with God, then you can guarantee they are in heaven. Yes, in heaven. With God, meaning that now they're in a safe place. So back to how a man should love his wife. Now, when a man loves his wife, he has to be understanding that she is flawed. And patient with her. Because she may not fully understand her role in the household and how important it is. Yeah, the man may be a leader, but maybe the head. But we're just the head. We still need a neck and we still need a back. And that's what a woman does. She's supposed to. My gosh, the stutter. The stutter. But same thing goes. Just like, with your neck and your back, in a fight, you got to keep your neck safe and you got to keep your back safe. Yeah, they can strike you in your arm, and yeah, if they mess up your arm, you still have another arm and you got a couple legs. And you also got a head to headbutt them. But they get your neck, they get your back, you're straight up, they could just incapacitate you and you're dead. Same thing goes for the wife. Because she's the backbone of the household, she has to be protected. And yeah, I know that she, like, not all women, like, they want protection. But keep in mind, as the head of the household, you still have to keep her safe. Meaning you have to be watchful over her. And you also got to make sure that she grows with God. So even if you fail and she dies, you know that she's in a safe place now. If she did not get saved before she died, then you failed. You have failed as a husband. Because that means that you failed to keep her safe eternally. It was your job to make sure that she comes to know God. And you failed. But if you did ensure that she has a loving relationship with God, and you always encouraged her to be with God, and she had a relationship with God, then you have succeeded. Now, when a man, the way a husband should love his wife is like, he should never love her more than God. But you should always have, like, just have this in your brain. I don't care how much of a shrew she is. She's still a gift from God. And if she's a shrew, oh my gosh, if she's a very, abrasive woman, then it's your job to soften her. You could do it with tough love, or just like overwhelming, what's the word? Like being like a teddy bear, kind of overwhelming. Overwhelming, being like a teddy bear, kind of. More like, even if she does have very abrasive, but you just being so that just makes you it declaws her, the best way I can put it. I'm trying to say this, but I don't have the words. God's directing me, but I don't have the words to say what he wants me to say. And so I'm getting a little bit frustrated here too, because but yeah, you should always look at her like she's a gift, and eventually, I don't care how much of a difficult person she is, it will soften her heart towards you and make her You know what I mean? Like less less abrasive. God is honestly helping me find the alternative word. So it's honestly impressive. In God's behalf. So yeah, you just... And there are times where you need to show her that you're tough by, by protecting her. Like, if she sees how hard you fight to keep her safe, I don't care who she is or how she is, it'll melt her heart even a little bit. You know? And you want her heart to be nice and, melted for you. But you also want her to be on fire for God, too. So you know that she's safe no matter what. Even if she dies, she's safe. But if she doesn't know God, then she's not safe. She's in a constant state of danger. So, and you gotta look at her like she's beautiful, no matter what. Remember, we my gosh, we went over this already in previous episodes of this series, that love is not a feeling. You don't go about loving your wife by, the feelings. You go about loving your wife by choosing to love her. And you make her feel special. If she's depressed, yeah, that might be one of her infirmities, but it's your job as the husband to do your honest best to help her out of the depression. How do you do that? By making her feel needed, by making her feel wanted, by letting her see your soft and squishy side. You know? Don't be Captain Hardball all the time. You gotta be sometimes Mr. Jello. You gotta be squishy. That's what I also mean by you gotta be like a teddy bear if she's very, very aggressive, because teddy bears are they're very soft and plushy and squishy, and they're very good for hugging. You know? Now me, I'm not a very affectionate person. I'm a very stubborn person, but how I show affection is I'll fight harder to keep you safe, or I'll be more on you than I would on anybody else. I care more about what you're doing than what the other person is doing. That's how I show I care, by paying more attention and observing you a lot closer. But that's just how I do it, because I'm kind of a weirdo, so that's just me. Now, remember, every single woman is different, and no two women are exactly the same. But there is this broad thing that you got to keep in mind. Just like how every man wants to feel like, you know, he's got the stuff to impress. I guess that's a proper word for it. And like he wants to feel like he can go and just be himself around you, the wife. The wife needs to feel like the husband can keep her safe, even if he's a bumbling idiot. If she feels safe around him, then it makes him she'll have a higher opinion of him. Now, you got to keep in mind that arguments are normal things. It's okay to disagree, it's okay to argue. But it is the man's job to go and apologize first. Never does the woman apologize first. That is considered a disgrace. It is the job of a man to go and apologize first, because he is the leader and the head of the household. Meaning, he's gotta work to keep the stability and show her that he's willing to admit when he makes a mistake. Willing to admit that he's not perfect, are willing to show her that he's willing to let her win an argument every now and then, because you don't have to win every argument. All right? But what you do have to do is make sure that you make up after every argument. You know what I mean? Now, if you two are arguing a lot, believe it or not, that is also normal. That just means that you're frustrated and you're not communicating properly. How do you communicate properly? Well, you just sit down, and without arguing, you just talk. One person shares their feelings, and the other person shares their feelings. And you just kind of go back and forth. And if you guys see that you're becoming a little too agitated, then break out some ice cream or break out some candy and enjoy the ice cream or candy together in the same room, and just relax. Another good way to do this, another good thing to do is just be there in each other's presence, acknowledge each other, but remain kind of quiet for a while, and then if a conversation arises, don't snuff it out. Just straight up just talk. It doesn't have to be a screaming match where you both are the winner. All right, nobody wins in an argument. That's just not how it works. You know what I mean? That's just not how arguments work. You guys gotta work it out. And because you're married together. You chose each other. So remember, love is not a feeling, but it's a choice. You choose. And you gotta make the effort to understand your partner and try to listen to what they're trying to tell you. Now, for stubborn people, and yes, I'm an incredibly stubborn person, this is going to be a little bit difficult. That's okay. Trust me. It's okay. But you don't have to win every single one. You're human, so you're naturally going to disagree. And that's normal to disagree. It's normal. So just sit there and calmly talk. I thank you for sitting through the entire series. Glory be to God. And blessings be upon you. We still have many more episodes to go. And so far, we're making good progress. So yes, this is the Silver Watchman signing out.